After watching this lesson, make sure to check out my website where you can learn about my premium English video courses and how to get in touch with me for one-on-one lessons together. Link in the description. Hey, what is going on, everyone? It is fantastic to see you again. My name's Grant. I'm an American English teacher, and on this channel I share lessons every week to help you become a better, more confident English speaker and learn about American culture. I got a request a while back from someone who really wants to learn some more political vocabulary and words you can use when talking about politics. So I did some searching and I found a really funny speech that Barack Obama gave back when he was president in 2015. I think this is great because it gives you some good political vocabulary, but it's also really fun, pretty easy to understand, and will reveal a lot about American culture and American humor. So for this video, first we'll review some new vocabulary words, then watch a clip from his speech, and then you'll answer listening questions about what you just heard. And yes, this was a real speech. First, here's some background information. The video that we'll use in this lesson is a speech that Obama made at a very formal, fancy dinner at the White House. There were many politicians and news reporters there. While Obama was president, he had a reputation of always being very calm and relaxed and not aggressive. A comedy show in America noticed this about Obama, and they made a bunch of comedy videos where he has an anger translator.
So, just so there's no more confusion, we've hired Luther here to be my anger translator. Luther?
Hi. We're about to watch the first clip, but let's check out some vocab first. You will hear all of these words in the video clip. If someone says on a, and then good, bad, sad, happy, any adjective, note, this means like the mood or feeling of a topic. For example, maybe you are joking and laughing with a friend, and then your friend says, on a serious note, I got a new job. He's changing the topic to make the topic more serious. Tension, that is the nervous and uncomfortable energy between two people or two groups of people because of a conflict. Imagine you get home from school and your parents are not talking to each other because they were fighting, and the atmosphere in the room is really uncomfortable. That is tension. The press, that can mean media and news companies, usually those that are related to politics and government. Adversarial, that's a hard word. It just means about conflict and competition. And mellow, as an adjective, means relaxed, calm, and quiet, not loud or aggressive. Let's watch the first clip.
Anyway, as always, I want to close on a more serious note. You know, I often joke about tensions between me and the press, but honestly, what they say doesn't bother me. I understand we've got an adversarial system. I'm a mellow sort of guy. And that's why I invited Luther, my anger translator, to join me here tonight.
To your lily white butts.
Okay, now let's answer some questions. Who is Luther and what does he do? You can pause the video, answer this question, and when you're ready to hear an example answer, click play. Luther is Obama's anger translator. Obama is always very calm and mellow, so Luther expresses Obama's angry, aggressive emotions. Now let's do some listening practice. Listen and write down what Obama says here.
You know, I often joke about tensions between me and the press.
Let's hear that again.
You know, I often joke about tensions between me and the press.
Obama says, "You know, I often joke about tensions between me and the press."
You know, I often joke about tensions between me and the press.
That one was pretty hard, because maybe you noticed Obama kind of combines the first three words together instead of saying them separately like ya, no, I. They all flow together almost as one sound, like you know I. That's very, very common. Lots of native speakers do that. So listen for that while you watch the rest of this video. Obama's going to do it several more times. Let's watch this particular clip one more time.
You know, I often joke about tensions between me and the press.
Now listen for what Obama says here.
I invited Luther, my anger translator.
Let's hear that again.
I invited Luther, my anger translator.
He says, "I invited Luther, my anger translator."
I invited Luther, my anger translator.
Here are some new words that you will hear in clip 2. To shed light on something. As a verb phrase, this means to explain or give information about something. So if you're shedding light on a topic, you're explaining and giving information about that topic. Terrify means to make someone very, very scared. Nonsense just means craziness, opinions and actions that are totally wrong. And if you see eye to eye with someone, it means you agree with and have the same opinion as that person. If you don't see eye to eye, then that means you don't agree or you have different opinions. A few more words. Democracy, that is a style of government where everyone, all of the citizens can vote and the power is spread out. The opposite is a dictatorship. That is where one person has all the power and the citizens have no power. A donor, that is a person that donates or gives something. And free speech, this is having the freedom to share your opinions and say things without getting in trouble from the government, without the government coming to hurt you. Free speech is a very important right in America. It's the First Amendment in our Constitution. Let's check out the next clip.
In our fast-changing world, traditions like the White House Correspondents' Dinner are important.
I mean, really? What is this dinner? And why am I required to come to it? Jeb Bush, do you really want to do this?
Because despite our differences, we count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day.
And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense. Sharia law is coming to Cleveland, run for the damn hills. Y'all's ridiculous.
Protecting our democracy is more important than ever. For example, the Supreme Court ruled that the donor who gave Ted Cruz $6 million was just exercising free speech.
Yeah, it's the kind of speech like this. I just wasted $6 million.
All right, let's do some listening practice. Listen and write down what Luther says here.
I mean, really? What is this dinner?
Let's hear that again.
I mean, really? What is this dinner?
He says, "I mean, really, what is this dinner?"
I mean, really? What is this dinner?
Now listen for what Obama says here.
We count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day.
Let's hear it again.
We count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day.
He says, "We count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day."
We count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day.
Now listen for what Luther says here.
And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense.
Let's hear it again.
And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense.
He says, and we can count on Fox News to terrify all white people with some nonsense.
And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense.
Fox News, if you don't know, this is a media company in America that was kind of critical of Obama. Obama and Fox News did not see eye to eye. Here are some words for the next clip. Term as a noun, when it's about the United States government, it means a 4-year period where someone is the president. In the United States, a person can be president for 2 terms, so a maximum of 8 years. You cannot be president for 3 terms. Climate change, that is global warming, the slow increase in Earth's temperatures, and bone dry as an idiom just means extremely dry. Let's check out clip 3.
The nonstop focus on billionaire donors creates real problems for our democracy.
And that's why we're running for a 3rd term.
No, we're not.
We're not?
No.
Who the hell said that?
But we do need to stay focused on some big challenges, like climate change.
Hey, listen, y'all, if you haven't noticed, California is bone dry. It looked like a trailer for the new Mad Max movie up in there.
The science is clear. The science is clear. 9 out of the 10 hottest years ever came in the last decade.
Now, I'm not a scientist, but I do know how to count to 10.
Rising seas, more violent storms.
You got mosquitoes, sweaty people on the train stinking it up. It's just nasty.
All right, so how do Obama and Luther feel about climate change? Pause the video, answer, and then you can see an example. Obama and Luther think climate change is a serious problem. Obama says that 9 out of the 10 hottest years ever were in the last 10 years. And Luther says that California is so dry, it looks like a trailer for the new Mad Max movie. Let's do some listening practice. Listen and write down what Luther says here.
For our democracy.
And that's why we're running for a 3rd term.
No, we're not.
Let's hear that again.
For our democracy.
And that's why we're running for a 3rd term.
No, we're not.
He says, and that's why we running for a 3rd term. Which is not allowed, and that's why it's funny.
For our democracy.
And that's why we're running for a 3rd term.
No, we're not.
Now listen for what Obama says.
But we do need to stay focused on some big challenges, like climate change.
Let's hear that again.
But we do need to stay focused on some big challenges, like climate change.
He says, but we do need to stay focused on some big issues, like climate change.
But we do need to stay focused on some big challenges, like climate change.
Now listen for what Luther says here.
It looked like a trailer for the new Mad Max movie up in there.
Let's hear that again.
It looked like a trailer for the new Mad Max movie up in there.
He says, it looked like a trailer for the new Mad Max movie up in there.
It looked like a trailer for the new Mad Max movie up in there.
All right, a few more words. This is the last clip. The Pentagon, that is a very important U.S. government building. It's where all of the leaders of the military and the Department of Defense work. And short-sighted, as an adjective, it means not planned well, not thinking about the future. So if an action is short-sighted, it probably wasn't a good idea. You didn't plan it out very well. Let's check out the final clip.
I mean, look at what's happening right now. Every serious scientist says we need to act. The Pentagon says it's a national security risk. Miami floods on a sunny day, and instead of doing anything about it, we've got elected officials throwing snowballs in the Senate.
Okay, Mr. I think I got it, bro.
It is crazy. What about our kids? What kind of stupid, short-sighted, irresponsible bull?
Whoa, hey!
What?
Okay, no, hey.
What?
All due respect, sir, you don't need an anger translator. You need counseling. So now I'm out of here, man. I ain't trying to get into all this.
Go. Luther, my anger translator, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, big challenge here. I want you to summarize what you just watched. Explain that last clip. So, Obama started to get upset while talking about climate change. He started to yell, and Luther tried to calm him down. Luther said Obama doesn't need an anger translator. He also whispered to Michelle, Obama's wife, that Obama's crazy. Now let's do some listening. Listen and write down what Obama says.
Every serious scientist says we need to act.
Let's hear that again.
Every serious scientist says we need to act.
He says, every serious scientist says we need to act.
Every serious scientist says we need to act.
Now listen for what Luther says.
You don't need an anger translator. You need counseling.
Let's hear that again.
You don't need an anger translator. You need counseling.
He says, you don't need an anger translator. You need counseling.
You don't need an anger translator. You need counseling.
Now listen for what Obama says.
Luther, my anger translator, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's hear that again.
Luther, my anger translator, ladies and gentlemen.
He says, Luther, my anger translator, ladies and gentlemen.
Luther, my anger translator, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that speech is so funny. I think it's awesome that he did that. I wish we could see that side of politicians more. More of the relaxed, casual side, not being super serious all the time. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought of the speech and what you thought of this video. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, you should definitely do so. Keep studying hard, guys, and I will see you in the next video.